Which machine is good enough who knows how to repair only one type of vehicles? Which mechanic is good enough who knows how to repair only one type of vehicle? None. Something is true about C language. It would not have been so popular had it been able to handle only all ints or all floats or all characters at a time. In fact, when we handle real world data, we don't usually deal with little atoms of information by themselves. Things like integers, character and such. Instead, we deal with entities that are collection of things, each thing having its own attribute. Just as the entry we will call a book is a collection of things such as title, author, call number, publisher, number of page, date of publication, etc. As you can see, all these data is a dissimilar. For example, author is a string. See, now earlier we learned the use of a variable, integer variable, floating variable, character variable, and that time we see every variable can store only one data. That is why for overcome this problem we go for the array. In that case, in array we can store different data, but all are the one type. One type means if you go for number of page of book, you can store in a array different page number of different book. But same array, using the same array, we cannot store the author name also. Then we have to bring another array for the author name. That is telling here that one mechanic can expert on one machine may, but it is not possible to he is a master of the all vehicles. So that is why C has a same limitation, that see here, instead we deal with entities that are collection of things, each things having its own attribute. Just as the entity we call a book is a collection of things such as title, author, call number, publisher, number of pages, date of publication, etc. Lots of varieties from one genre book. Suppose from a book, you can ask me, sir, what is the title of the book? Sometimes you may ask me that what is the publisher of the book? Sir, how many pages on this book? This type. See, in a book there is a lot of quantity that may need for your program. In that case, how you use, because then you have to get different array for storing a book page number, for author name, for publisher, for title, because in one array it cannot be possible. Now, as we can see, all these data is dissimilar. For example, author name is a string, whereas number of page is an integer. For dealing with such collection, C provides a data type called structure. That is why the structure is born. A structure gathers together different atoms of information that comprise a given entity, and structure is the topic of this chapter. Okay. Now, why use structure? The main question. We have seen earlier how ordinary variable can hold one piece of information and how array can hold a number of pieces of information of the same data type. These two data types can be handle a great variety of situation, but quite often we deal with entities that are collection of this similar data type. As I told earlier, we can use array for that purpose also, we can use any variable that purpose also, but it will create a lots of confusion, because for storing a different author name we have to take the different variable. Suppose there is 1,000 different book, then we need 1,000 of variable for storing the name only. Then come the page number. Then another 1,000 is needed. Then come the publisher name. Then another 1,000 is needed. It is very difficult. Okay. For example, suppose you want to store a data about a book. You might want to store its name. It is a string. Its price. It is a float. And number of pages in it. And it is an integer. See, three different characters, three different type. One is a string, another is a float, another is a integer. So in one entity book, you have to store these three different type of data. If data about say three such books, suppose you have three different books, not a single book. If you have three different book is to store, then we can follow two approach. What are those? One is construct individual array, one for storing a name, one for author name, one for storing a price, one for storing a page number. So we can create a three array for storing the three different number. It is one way. Another way is use a structure. We only use a structure, we can store everything. Now take an example to make you clear. Let us examine these two approaches one by one. For the sake of programming convenience, assume that the name of the book would be single character long. Let us begin with the program that uses array. See, same program we solving with the array. How? We take a array by name and in bracket we write 3. That means it will 3 character. For price we declare price as a float. For pages we declare pages as a int, and we take another integer I for rotating loop purpose. Okay. Now we give a command printf enter the name, price and page, and we can store those whatever the data user input by creating a loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus, to where scanf %c %f %d ampersand name. That means whatever data first enter it will store in name, then whatever data is enter it will store in price, then it will store in pages. In that way data can be stored, and same thing can be printed by rotating same loop like that way, and it will print like that. Now enter the name of price and number of page of 3 books. So suppose for one book you write the name of book is A, the price is 100 and 354 is number of page. Now again for next book you write, it is an input, not an output. You give an input, the book name is C, price is 256.50 and 682 page is there. Now for number 3 entry you enter the book name is F, it has this much of amount and this much of page. Now when this printf command is executed, it will print like that way. See, A 100 we declare as a float, that is why it can show that much after point. Okay, and same thing like that. So this program can be solved by taking a array also. Now we use structure. See how. Main we create a structure naming book, and for that we have to give a command struct, struct page book. In bracket we give declaration of the different variable, like name is a character, price is a float, int is a pages. Now see, we give the quantity b1, b2, b3. We write struct book B1, B2, B3. Why we give this B1, B2, B3? Because here we not need to rotate any loop. See, mind it. We not rotate any loop. We just printf, enter names, price and number of pages of 3 books. And how we take this scanf? See here the technique. Scanf %C, %F, %D, ampersand B1 name. First book is go inside the B1. See here, B1 name, ampersand B1 price, ampersand B1 page. That means whatever he enter, it will store under B1. Now again he enter the books and it will go under B2. See, B2 name, B2 price, B2 pages. Now again he enter, it will go to B3. See here, and you print them, and this is what you entered. That means you want to print that. See how printf new line %C, %F, %D, comma B1 dot name. See here, we use dot B1 dot price, B1 dot pages, and it will print like that. So it is easy or not? Here I already told that, and here is written in program how we declare. Already I told you, go through this, nothing else. Now structure can be declared like that also. Here we use this format. We give a name struct book, first bracket, character name, float price in pages, and this format. You can like that also. Struct book, give the declaration, not need to write the struct book B1, B2. You can complete with B1, B2, B3 and semicolon here. It is another process. So declaration process, there is a different style. You can follow any one of them, no problem on that. Now accessing structure element. Having declared the structure type and structure variable, let we see how the element of the structure can be accessed. How? When in array we can access individual element of any array using a subscript. Structure use a different scheme. There is use a dot. We see na, when we want to print that, we use printf %of int b1 dot pages. That means here we use extension dot. Okay, in that way you can access the different structure value. Is it array? Here you can store the value directly like that also. Suppose you do not want to take the value from the outside, you can give the value from inside. Then how it can be possible? You write that way as a structure book B1 and put the value. The first value is for the character name, second value for the price, and third value for the page. So inside the program you can also store the value of the structure in that way. See how it is stored? It's given. Now array of structures. A structure, it can be possible to make an array of structures also. Okay. How? Our simple program showing use of structure is rather simple minded. All it does is it receives value into various structure element and output this value. But that's all we intended to do anyway. So how structure type are created, how structure variable are declared, and how individual element of the structure variable are referenced. In our simple program, see here is a program to store a data of 100 books. we would be required to use 100 different structure variable like B1, B2 to B100. Am I right now? Because we already see that B1 can store the one book reference, B2 can second book, B3 can third book. So if you want to store the 100 book, then we have to keep B1, B2, B3, B100 in that way. So rather go for declaring B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6. We are use array also. How? Here the program. Suppose we have to store the data of 100 books. See a struct book, same thing, but see here. Rather go for B1, B2, B3, we create another array of structure. It is a structure where in bracket we give 100. That means we declare B1, B2, B3, B4, B5 to B100 in that way. Is it clear now? Okay, now take a integer I and make a loop and take the 100 value of different book, different 100 books, and same thing you can print 100 book like that way. So in that way we can use a structure array in our program to make handle with lots of data, everything in maybe salary slip you can create for any employment or any employer. Because suppose in a salary slip there is a column of basic, grade pay, DA, medical, and lots of categories there. And suppose there is 100 of employee in our office, so you can create a structure and declare the name, character, basic salary, float, DA float, and blah 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 blah, whatever the entity in a slip, and declare the salary in third bracket 100. That means it can store the 100 employees salary structure. Am I right? Okay. It is this description of that. You go through that. So it is very easy. Okay. So nothing else. See here. So whatever I told, there is a given a salary also. Same thing is given also. Program. We can store the phone number, city, PIN number, any address. Okay, in that way. It is very useful using the structure. Nothing else, everything. In declaring inside we can use also structure. Because in that case we can give a name A, B, C, but now we have to give name like a Siddharth, like a Renu, like a Bhandari. So we need a more word to store. In that case we declare like that. A name can store the 25 characters. So it will store a long word as a string. We can store as a order name like that way. So everything now we can do, whatever we learn till now we can implement in structure. Whatever our knowledge is there, we can implement in array, pointer, everything inside the structure. So it is very good, and this note also very good. Nothing else, very easy. Now, how to pass a variable, value of a variable to one structure to different programs? Passing the address of a structure variable. See, we give a structure, we create a structure book or name, author, and we take a integer cal. Now in main program, inside the main program, we write structure b1 is equal to let us see ypk 101. Hello. it right now? Okay. So in main program we can do that like that way. See here we declare as a structure, but we call the structure inside a main program like that way. Start book v1. We put the value here. Now we give a display ampersand v1. That means it will show the address of a v1, and the display is a function, and inside the display structure, see, it is for pointer, printf, that means we can use pointer inside the structure also. I just told everything how now till now whatever you learn you can implement in structure. Is it clear? Nothing else, very easy. See, use of structure, it is very important. Where you can use other structure useful, the immediate application that comes to the mind is database management. It is come your mind, because we already told by using the structure we can create a lot of data entry for an employee or address, blah blah blah. That means whenever the structure is come, our mind, in back mind, it is running that by using the structure we can use it as a database management. So that is to maintain data about employees in an organization, book in a library, items in a store, financial account transaction in a company. But mind you, use of structure stretches much beyond database management. That means not only database, it can use the lots of varieties of area, where changing the size of your cursor, cleaning the contents of your screen, placing the cursor at the appropriate position on the screen, drawing any graphic shape on the screen, receiving a key from the keyboard, checking the memory size of the computer, finding out the list of equipment attached with the computer, formatting a copy, hiding a file from the directory. Those all work can be done by the structure itself. Okay. Hello. So that much portion